Oh my! Woo! He's actually in his brain.
Yes! Oh my word!
Oh shit! Yo, how it feels to chew 5 gum.
So it's been a while since it happened, but I wanted to share my experience of going to Smashcamp. I went to the airport on a Thursday night, and there was no one there. My flight was originally supposed to leave at 9 a.m., but it left at 5, so I decided it would just be easier to sleep at the airport, especially since what was I really going to do? It left at 5 a.m. It was definitely weird being the only person at the airport, pretty much. I really felt like I was seeing something that I wasn't supposed to see. It made me look a lot closer at what was going on around me. It felt like style was in the air. It's amazing what you can see in an empty airport that you feel like you shouldn't. Things that just feel wrong. Eventually I made a friend, which wasn't what I was expecting to do that night, but I was happy that I did anyway. It wasn't alive, but it felt like we got to know each other. Until they left. Eventually it was time to land in Phoenix, and it looked different than I was expecting it to. This was the first time I'd ever been to the desert. I was excited by that, but you can only see so many cactuses before everything starts to look the same. I was pretty tired given that I hadn't really slept much at the airport, so I just used my car like a hotel for a few hours while I waited to pick up a friend and drive out the 2 hours to Prescott. The guy's name was Echo Storm, which is a crazy sentence, and I can't believe is real, but his name's really Echo Storm. Storm's his middle name, but he was a pretty cool guy. We got to know each other pretty well across the trip. We passed odd towns and old bits of Americana mixed in with a subway. Eventually we reached Prescott, and it was time to enter Prescott National Forest, which is where the campgrounds were. When I saw the sign, I knew I had to stop and take some pictures. Here's Echo. We wasted no time when we got to camp, and the vibes during Foursquare were immaculate. I always knew that I could dominate at this if I only got the chance, and I did. It felt good. I need that money like the ring I never won. We obviously had to go to In-N-Out, which was delicious and very worth the 10-year wait in between the first time I had tried it. We went to the venue where people were money matching, and there was even a concert with Mikey the Cheat Iosu showing his rapping prowess, doing his Hugs 86 diss track live, on top of some of his friends from Must Cash debuting some songs from their new album. It's out now. You should check it out. It was a really fun show. With day one in the books, it was time to sit by some benches and eat some fruit, to prepare for a hearty day ahead of us. It really made me feel like I was back at camp, just hanging out with people that had the same passions as me. Day two meant it was time for my commentary blocks, which was really, really exciting. I mean, this was the biggest tournament by far that I'd ever casted at. It was even on BTS Smash.
It wasn't related.
And somehow you nailed it, and that's the beautiful
Thank
part,
you.
right?
This is actually, we all have English degrees, right?
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Businessman.
I actually studied astrophysics.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Astrophysically, how would you describe whether or not there's anyone from Prescott here?
Space.
Thank you.
It's a good one.
It was a lot of fun just cracking jokes on the mic and hanging out. I mean, I had really looked up to a lot of these people as commentators for a long time. I remember watching Chroma do Evo commentary in pools when I was in college, and Jim Jam Flim Flam doing bits and skits around the same time. It was pretty cool just to feel like, you know, I was hanging out with people and getting a chance to actually make a name for myself in the community. It was also pretty fun just having my camera and documenting what went on during the weekend. Given the state of the pandemic and such, it was pretty nice just being able to hang out with each other. We had doubles finals with the Alston Melee boys casting it. I really love doubles, so I was really excited to watch the event and made sure to watch all the top four. It was pretty fun to watch, but I think the best part was actually just the fact that there were all these moths flying around, and one of them just kept bothering all the players on stream, so eventually it got knocked down and, you know, died. Hazel and Spark went on to win the whole thing, and their team chemistry was really good. It was fun to watch.
Sheriff's talk here? Easy peasy.
It doesn't matter.
It's the Hazel and Spark, your Smashcamp 2022 champs.
That way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartbreak. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why
I never wanna hear you say
I want it that way.
And congratulations.
It was pretty fun just hanging out and watching Melee for the first time in a while. And I decided to take some photos to, you know, remember the night a bit more. I'd mostly been taking videos and things like that, and I just wanted to capture a bit of the vibe. These are some of my favorite shots. One of the best parts, though, was the fact that Cabin Cruise was going to be played, where all the cabins were playing in crew battles versus each other.
If both members slap the COVID bag, please slap the COVID bag. All right, we forfeit.
Cabin Cruise was a lot of fun to watch. It was super rowdy, and it's because it was the 4 best cabins just talking endless smack in a 4-way crew battle. It was a whole lot of fun to watch, and I'm sure a whole lot of fun to play. Players weren't taking things too seriously, and in general, it was just a bunch of friends hanging out. It's not like people really wanted anything more than the bragging rights that came with being the best cabin at Smashcamp. First up was Fuckhouse versus Alston Melee, which was a battle of AZ locals and Alston Melee. This was the first match that we had of the night, and it definitely set the tone for what the rest of the night was going to be like. This wasn't a battle of sportsmanship and good play. This was a mental warfare.
Seals the deal.
Yes, sir!
Trying to find the Jankum cabin.
3, 2, 1, go! Let's rock.
Oh my God!
Sheesh, man. He's getting tech chasing.
I hate this. I hate this.
Oh my! Woo! He's actually in his brain.
Yes!
Oh my word.
Oh shit! Yo, how it feels to chew 5 gum.
One of my favorite parts of Cruise was Trey the Trash Man in his Franzia costume walking around with a box of Franzia asking if people wanted to slap the bag. Just felt like I was back in college, except everyone here was into Melee, just as degenerate as I was about this 20-year-old party game. Fuckhouse was composed of AZ locals like Nick Yainlane and Bin, while Alston Melee, despite their name, was not really from Alston. Outside of Shik Shik, the team was mostly comprised of some of the other people in their cabin like Trey the Trash Man, Tuesday, and Fiction. All that was left was to see if Bin chugging an ice as fast as I've ever seen someone chug an ice was enough to stop the Shep train.
Everyone buckle up.
With Alston Melee securing themselves a spot in the finals, it was up to Mobile Moves and Team Gay to decide who would make the final spot. Would it be the Ludwig Empire, headed by Nick and Eamon, or would it be Team Gay, who had Ryobeat and Logan, 2 of the best players remaining in any of the cabins in the crew battle? A particularly fun part of this particular crew battle was just watching everyone trying to make Eamon as drunk as possible. It seemed that no matter what he could do, someone was going to try and get him to drink more. It didn't matter if his friend Nick was taking things away from him. He was always bound to have someone else hand him a drink. Eventually, Eamon did lose though, and it was time for Envy to play Logan, which he prepared for by trying to kickflip his controller. I was sitting right next to the stage, and I tried to get some photos of it, but I really just kind of caught the end. In fairness, it wasn't a full flip anyway, so sorry Nick. The set was pretty good though. It was pretty fun to watch, and Envy actually clutched it out. So only one matchup remained, with Envy having, I think, 1 stock in order to take 4 stocks from Rien Zelda. 4 stocks to 1, though, is a pretty hard comeback to make, and Rien was able to make it out pretty handily with her Zelda. It was a pretty fun set, though, and really good time to watch, but it meant that we had a Team Gay versus Alston Melee finals.
How's it going? Cave Lemon. I'm on fucking Alston Melee. You guys are going to get
fucking shit stomped. You're gonna have a second butthole by the time this shit is over.
That's homophobic. This is team gay. I don't really, I'm going to report no.
You guys are gay derogatory.
Gay derogatory.
It was a pretty fun crew battle to watch, but eventually Team Gay clutched it out.
And that's where we'll stop Smashcamp for the night.
Fuck! Anyone.
Don't follow any of us.
Be your
Go
own
to
man.
bed.
I'm going to bed.
Go to bed. Hang out with your friends.
Oh,
Do
can I
something
leave?
productive. It's Saturday night. Good night.
So with day 2 in the books, it was time for day 3, which meant 3-on-3 basketball. We started off the day as dominant as we could be, winning our first game 7-0, but unfortunately in our second game, one of our players got injured when it was 2-2. So instead of trying to field a replacement and go through all that, we just decided to forfeit the game. And that team actually ended up winning, so who knows, maybe we could have done it. With basketball done, it was time for singles, and weirdly enough, time for hail. Not what I was expecting in Arizona. I wasn't really prepared for this type of weather. I was dressed a bit more tropical.
Man, real quick, guys.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Dude, Seth's shirt right now.
It's a tight
shirt. Look at that shit.
I like his
guys.
shirt. It matches the socks.
Michael, you're an artist. Explain the shirt.
Yeah, that's because I'm an artist.
Go ahead.
So it's got blue, yellow, red, green.
It does have colors. Many colors.
It's in a fun pattern. It looks like kind of a traditional.
Can we? Hey, Seth.
Seth, brother.
Can you like walk so the commentary?
Walk behind the players real quick.
Walk.
All right, we're about to see Seth's shirt live.
Look at
there it is.
Seth.
There's the shirt.
Oh, look at
That's a good shirt.
Yeah.
It matches the socks.
It's a good
my
shirt.
thing.
Good
I fuck
shirt,
with that.
Seth.
There are very few things in life that I love more than a compliment on my shirt, so it was a good way to start the day. And the rest of singles was pretty fun to watch too. I tried to get as many shots as I could of different sets and things like that, and try and just take a ton of photos to remember the event by. It felt different, just sitting where I was and looking out at the players. I wasn't focused on the match, I was just watching the people and what they were doing. Seeing things like CPU Zero ending the set early and not realizing that he could actually come back, and Fiction's reaction when he was surprised to see it happen. It was just funny to get a different perspective on things. I had this nice little perch right next to the stage, and it just meant that there was a lot going on around me at kind of any time. Eventually, for example, Anis over here, Free Palestine, played Big Time Rush, who had been doing great in doubles with his partner CPU Zero, but it felt like his time to shine in bracket was now. He had been playing really well, and I had seen a bunch of AZ locals cheering him on. He was 2 games up on Anis. Anis is one of the better players that was at the venue, and definitely a top 8 favorite at least. Big Time Rush was just a local guy, and it meant that everyone wanted to come out and support him. He even had support from this cute dog. I mean, what else could you want? One thing about sets like this is that it's always really amazing to watch a potential upset happen in real time. You kind of get to watch the energy build as people realize that their friend might win the biggest set of their life. For so many people, they've been waiting to see Big Time Rush pull off a win like this. It's always hard though to close out upsets like this. And Big Time Rush was up 2-0. He even got Anis down to his last stock, but Anis was actually able to survive somehow. That up air, and this up air. All of a sudden, he reverses the situation, and what looked like a sure thing, a 3-0 for Big Time Rush, turned into a 2-1. 2-1 turned to 2-2, and 2-2 turned to Game 5. It was nerve-wracking to watch. I wanted Big Time Rush to pull it off so bad, but unfortunately it just didn't happen. Sometimes that's the way Melee works. Another highlight of the day was Suf, an SD Falcon who had some friends there cheering him on that really made his sets the most hype, like this Game 5 versus Free Palestine. Eventually, though, it was time to go and reflect on my wonderful time at Smashcamp. I had a blast watching Top 8 and stayed really late. I made a lot of new friends and new bonds within the community. Eventually, I headed to Mazatlan to catch up with my girlfriend in Mexico, spending another night in the airport before some well-needed days relaxing on the beach and walking around the town. Smashcamp was a trip that I won't forget. It was really special, and I'm really happy that I got to meet all these people in the community that I'd been wanting to meet for so long. Things have been really good since then, and I keep growing as a commentator and going to more events, including Battle of BC coming up in June. This was Seth Loves to Talk. Thanks for listening.